Hey everybody, it's Jolly and welcome back to my channel. And in last week's video, I had mentioned when I had shared my first ever altered cabinet card that I had another smaller one that I wanted to do eventually. I was just waiting on a theme to present itself, and fate intervened much sooner than I thought. And by fate, I mean Lisa Goddard's Instagram account, because this video I'm actually recording on the 1st of February, and February is one of the months that Lisa and her collaborators host the Seek, Gather, Create Challenge, where each week in February and August, I believe, you're given a set of prompts and you can make anything you want as long as you use those prompts. So, yeah, so the prompts for the first week of February 2026 were something folded, something gold, a quote, and love. And so, uh, as I've kind of started doing, I would like to walk you through. I've got some sort of ingredients here on my desk, and I'm going to walk you sort of through the ingredients and the materials that inspired me. And then I'll show you the finished piece and sort of how I put it all together. So, a couple of these things here, these items, these both came from Kate at Inked Paper Art, her shop. So these are vintage items. So, and this is an entire roll of vintage tickets, and they're in this incredible gray color with this blue 10-cent writing, and they're just so cool. And I have this massive roll of them. They're very old, but I absolutely love this color. So I use them in the project, which are very cool. And then I also got this pack, or I think these were two packs of these vintage French skeleton keys. So very kind of old and authentic. I also have a mold for skeleton key to make out of air dried clay, but I love having these actual metal pieces for assemblage pieces. And then the kind of the star of the show, and when knew I wanted to base this whole piece around, is actually this. So let me put this down real quick. This is from Mark on Park, who is he has an Etsy shop. He's based in Maine, I believe, and this I guess I'm not even sure. I guess it's a vintage photo, but kind of like cabinet card, a CDV, but it's quite small. I didn't realize how small it was, but what an incredible photo. So if you saw my His Touch piece based on tintypes, this would have fit in perfectly. But basically, Mark posted this on his Instagram, and I bought it immediately. So I just love this photo. So I knew with the theme of love that I wanted to use this in this piece. I was already knowing that I wanted to do a piece with this probably in February. So this gave me the perfect opportunity. So as usual, I scanned this, um, printed it out on cardstock, just showing you the back with the writing. But so very cool. This is a thing I'm very excited to have in my collection, and was very excited to use in this project. So with all of that out of the way, let me clear out these items and then bring in what I made. So again, this is another, if you didn't see the last video, so this is an altered cabinet card holder. So the cabinet card would actually be in this used to fold up before I altered it. It would fold up, had this frame, and then the photo was inside this little frame, and then it would go like this, and then it could sit on your shelf or whatever. And so what I did was I made a little assemblage. So this one had a very small aperture compared to the last one I did, so I had to keep it pretty small. but I really love how this turned out, even so. And so basically, in terms of, so again, the four elements were something folded. So that's the heart. So this is actually an origami heart. Um, Karen Elaine here on YouTube did a tutorial for how to make an origami heart. This is actually a bookmark, so this could fold over a page if you wanted, but I thought that was appropriate for something folded. And then something gold. So if you see in the background, so the background of this inside the box is, so I took a piece of cardstock and I sprayed it with a couple different blues, just so that it wouldn't be white, and then put the laid a background of tickets, the vintage tickets in that gray color over it, and then I stamped with a Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stamp that's sort of like a damask print, and then I embossed it using gold embossing powder. So that was one element of gold. And then I also, on the heart itself, so that's a French book page that I sprayed again with acrylic sprays. And then I did a heavy splatter with a gold Winsor and Newton ink. And then I also outlined with a gold pen. And then this key, so this is one of the vintage skeleton keys that I showed, and it was actually more of a silver color. And so I used Inca Gold, old gold on it to turn it into a golden key. And then I have this little keyhole plate that I added to the heart with a couple of brads. And I know that's brass, but they're kind of gold. And then obviously love. The one prompt was love. So we have the heart. We have the photo of these two gentlemen in the heart. So that's love. And then the last element was a quote. And so for the quote, I chose love is the master key that opens the gates of happiness. And that's by Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. And so, like I said, this cabinet card holder was in pretty rough shape. I had to repair it in a few places, but it still had this great, it had the little advertisement. I was able to take out the actual, and I love, love, love the frame of it. And I think it just worked. I typed the quote out on my typewriter, just on some craft cardstock. Yeah, and then I put it around, and again, it's really hard to show on camera, but obviously when it's standing upright, the key hangs. I just hung it from some twine and put an eyelet through the side of the box. So, oh, also, so the box that I built the assemblage in was just a little old cardboard jewelry box that I painted with black gesso. And then, so yeah, so I put an eyelet through here and tied so it hangs next to the heart when it's standing up. And then actually, because on the last one, obviously, if you're looking at it straight on, you can't really see the sides of the box. But if you look at it from the side, so I lined this, ended up lining the side of the box with this gorgeous, this is a Italian Florentine paper that I also got from Kate at Inked Paper Arts. So a very sort of small, basic assemblage, but I love how all the different blues and golds and sort of neutral colors all came together. And I obviously, again, I love this photo and I'm really glad I got a chance to use it. And it's my first time participating in the Seek, Gather, Create uh, challenge. And so I'm looking forward to coming up with something else, probably not an assemblage because I'm running out of boxes, and I'm out of these cabinet card holders. But I just thought this was the perfect project for week one, and I'm looking forward to coming up with something equally fun for the rest of the month. So, thank you so much again for taking the time to visit and check out my YouTube channel. And I hope you like this make. And let me know if you're participating also in Seek, Gather, Create and what you're making. All right. Well, thanks so much, everybody. And I'll see you in my next video.